Live, the morning show from CBS Local 2.
Good morning. Today is Thursday, January 24th. I'm Tom Tucker.
Good morning. I'm Jennifer Daniels. Let's begin with a quick look at the top stories making headlines this morning. A family is out of their home after a fire in Palm Springs. Firefighters say it broke out late last night at a home on Cardio Road near Racket Club. The 4 people who lived there managed to get out safely. Firefighters knocked down the flames in about 15 minutes. The cause of the fire still under investigation.
Women in the armed forces might soon be able to serve on the front lines of combat. Defense Secretary Leon Panetta is expected to announce sweeping changes today to the rules for women serving in the Army and the Marines. The new policies will gradually go into effect over the next 3 years.
And Congress will take up the heated issue of gun control today. California Senator Dianne Feinstein plans to introduce a new bill to ban assault weapons and high-capacity ammunition clips. Tomorrow, Vice President Joe Biden will begin a road trip around the country looking to promote gun control. We'll have more on all of these stories coming up throughout the hour.
Well, Carlene, haven't had a chance to check with you yet today, but this morning seems a little bit warmer than it was yesterday.
Yeah, that's because basically the cloud cover is trapping that heat from yesterday. So typically when we have clear skies, we get really cold desert early mornings because basically all that heat from yesterday escapes back into the atmosphere. Today we have cloud cover blanketing the valley. That will stick around for the next couple days. Shower activity moving in. Desert Hot Springs getting some. High desert as well. Mountains, a little bit of snow popping up in the Big Bear area. For today we will have a chance of showers likely, and that will stick around all the way into your weekend forecast. So we're talking about percentages about 50 all the way up to 90 as we go into the next couple days with shower activity. That's because we have an area of low pressure that's surging in that moisture, and it's actually moving a little bit further to the north of Baja. So as that happens, we'll get in on the mix. So we'll continue to have scattered shower activity as we go into the next couple days, as well as a cloud cover. So not seeing too much sunshine over the next couple days either. Mostly cloudy skies for today, overcast, chance of showers, also light winds and a high of 73. More details are coming up in your complete forecast.
All right, so thank you, Carlene. Governor Jerry Brown will deliver his State of the State address this morning. The annual update on California will likely focus on the proposed budget that the governor presented a couple of weeks ago.
Brown says the $98 billion plan will wipe out California's deficit and even create a surplus. It will also ideally spare most state programs from further cuts and offer additional spending for public schools.
The governor's budget plan depends highly on new tax revenue projections from Proposition 30. That's the sales tax increase that the voters approved last November.
The governor is scheduled to start speaking at 9 this morning, and CBS Local 2 will bring you live coverage. You can also watch it streaming live on our sister station's website, KASQ.com.
A Cathedral City man is behind bars this morning accused of breaking into a home in Palm Springs. Investigators say 21-year-old Robert Anthony Newton entered a home on Mell Avenue by breaking a sliding glass door. The homeowners called police after they returned home to find Newton taking off in his car. Officers say they arrested the young man just minutes later and say they found him in possession of methamphetamine. Investigators later learned that Newton was already out on bail for separate burglary and drug arrests.
The California Highway Patrol is warning people about a recent spike in car and truck thefts around the valley. Officers say in many cases the owners have left their car keys in plain sight, either the vehicle or obvious locations near where the vehicle is stored. Officers say people living in gated communities may feel less at risk, but they stress that's not the case.
We are starting to see a lot of thefts in some of our more affluent areas, the Indian Wells area, Rancho Mirage area. I think it's maybe people are inside a gated community, and there might be an assumption that it's a little safer inside of a gated community. There's patrols that go around, but that patrol isn't 24/7. It's not outside in front of a house 24 hours a day, every day of the week.
The CHP recommends keeping your keys in a secure location and making sure valuables are either removed from a vehicle or at least hidden. You can find more tips on how to keep your car or truck safe on our website, cbslocal2.com.
Well, you could say a piece of history now stands as a reminder here in our valley of the thousands of people killed during the terrorist attacks on September 11, 2001. The city of La Quinta dedicated a memorial last night, which contains a piece of steel from the World Trade Center and Ground Zero. Local high schooler Andrew Davis helped make it happen as part of an Eagle Scout project.
I wanted people to remember and know what happened and never forget. That's why I wanted the piece of steel.
Andrew raised $20,000 for the project, which you can now view at the La Quinta Civic Center Park.
We are learning more this morning about the future of more than a dozen dogs rescued in Palm Springs. On Tuesday, police and the Animal Rescue Corps removed them from a filthy home in the Gateway Estates. Officers say the dogs were left to fight each other for food, water, and sleeping space. Police have set up a temporary shelter to treat the animals and nurse them back to health. Veterinarians say with proper care and time, the dogs will be ready for new homes.
They've been in a house, in a crowded house, with this pack mentality, fighting over food and space and sleeping space. And now they're all individually caged, with getting all this human socialization, human interaction and compassion. Very different life than what they're used to.
A few of the dogs are almost ready for adoption. If you are interested in giving one a new home, visit the Palm Springs Animal Shelter.
All right, to how you and your neighbors can work together to help fight crime.
A look at that and a fugitive to watch out for coming up as we once again spin the wheel of justice. Welcome back. It's time for our weekly crime fighting segment here at CBS Local 2, the Wheel of Justice. Tom is joined now by this week's spinner, Valley personal security consultant Charles Bennett Jr.
Using Facebook groups as a crime fighting tool. We'll talk about that in just a moment. But first, Charles Bennett Jr., let's spin the wheel. All right, 8 fugitives wanted for a variety of alleged offenses. For this week, we land on Alvaro Beltran. We'll go ahead and give you the information on this guy and tell you why he is wanted by police. He's wanted for assault on a peace officer. Investigators say it happened April 9th, 2005 in the city of Mecca. Police say Beltran was a passenger in a car that was pulled over. Beltran reportedly raised a gun toward a CHP officer as the officer approached the car. Now, when officers ordered both men out of the car, Beltran took off on foot, and he has not been seen since that time. He's Hispanic, 29 years old, 5 feet 7 inches tall, 200 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information on his whereabouts or this case, you're asked to contact Valley Crime Stoppers at the number there on your screen. It could be worth a cash reward of up to $1,000. Charles, increasingly we're seeing residents, neighborhood watch groups using Facebook as a crime fighting tool. How about a couple thoughts on that?
Well, it's a good idea because, as you know, with social media you can share information right away as it's happening, so it's real time, so it can be viewed. One of the things to do with the neighborhood watch, if you're going to use a Facebook, is interact with the community, make sure you get everybody involved, identify who the participants are going to be, notify your local police department, get them involved, give them the page information, and also set the page as private, so that only the residents and the police can get on the page and view different things such as names, locations, addresses. Right. You don't want to ever make that public. Right.
Only those who are supposed to be there should be allowed into the group. A neighborhood in Cathedral City up in the Cove, they're doing this to much success, and police think it's a good idea.
It's very good because as the neighbors, if the neighbor's out watching, looking around the neighborhood, or if you see anything suspicious, whether it's somebody walking around, a vehicle, any type of activity, get the best description you can of the person, of the vehicle, of the activity. Go ahead and post it right away. You can download the mobile apps. You can do it from your cell phone if you're out and about. You can take pictures. You can post that right away. The police would be able to continue to monitor it. If anything suspicious happening right away, call the police, or go ahead and give them a call. Keep in communication with them so they know to check it.
Okay, good information as usual. Thanks for the input, Charles Bennett Jr., the Monet Group. We appreciate you joining us this week.
Thank you.
All right, that is this week's Wheel of Justice.
Well, Carlene, as you said, the clouds acted like a blanket last night, keeping us warm, but those clouds also mean something is probably brewing, right?
There's a whole lot brewing today, and as we go into the next couple of days, much of the same. So we do have the clouds still blanketing the valley, also some scattered shower activity associated with that. Most of it just to the west of us, popping up in the high desert around Yucca Valley, also in Desert Hot Springs, and a little bit going on just to the north of Thousand Palms as well. So we'll continue to have the push of a system moving in. weekend, and it's a slow-moving one. And that's why we'll continue to have chances of showers as we go into your weekend. 63 in Palm Springs right now, 59 in Thermal. No winds to report at the airport or in the high desert, only 5 miles per hour in Thermal. So winds will continue to be light throughout the day. Here's the area of low pressure. The thing is, it's moving just to the north. It was a little bit closer to the equator. Over the next couple of days, we'll continue to have this slow-moving system move just to the east, but it is supplying a whole lot of precipitation. As we go into the next couple of days, we can anticipate the clouds sticking around. Most of the activity just to the west of our local mountains, and we're still talking about a fairly high snow level with this, around 8,000 feet, but it will knock down with another system that will move through, and that will be on Sunday night into Monday. So with this one, about 2 to 4 inches during the daytime hours for today, 1 to 3 by tonight, and then also keep in mind along the valley floor could get about 1/10 to about 1/4 of an inch of precipitation with this storm system moving through. But numbers will be higher as we get into the end of the weekend when everything's said and done. As we go into today, cooler temperatures for your daytime highs. Yesterday we hit 77, today 73 in Palm Springs at 2 p.m., 74 degrees in Cathedral City, 70 in Desert Hot Springs, 75 degrees in Indio. Taking a look at what you can expect for tonight, yeah, those clouds aren't going anywhere, so keep that in mind with a chance of showers for your evening hours. And once again, that blanket will be in the valley with the cloud cover, so we'll have 60s for most of your evening temperatures and also light daytime winds. So here are the numbers. Next couple days, 50% chance, so a chance of rain, showers for today. We could get some rain as well, so heavier concentration of that as it moves into Friday. 80% chance of showers, 70 on Saturday, so the cloud cover sticking around now, starting to minimize on Monday, but we do have another cold front that's going to move through. As that happens, 68 to 64 as we go from Sunday into Monday. Gusty winds as well. We won't see that sunshine again until we get into next week, Tuesday, also on Wednesday.
All right, a few clouds keeping things interesting for us, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look now at the lowest gas price available in the desert from our friends at Gas Buddy. How about $3.43 a gallon at the Vons on Palm Canyon and Matthew Drive in Palm Springs?
Now that deal, you can find our lowest prices around the valley on our website. Log on to cbslocal2.com and click on the gas tracker.
Well, Valley High School hardcourt highlights. The boys from Xavier square off against Palm Springs.
And the Lakers look to avoid losing their 4th in a row. Sports is next.
Early risers, a 7-time Cy Young winner, visited the California Winter League of Baseball in Palm Springs. But first, a wild Wednesday night on the Desert Valley League basketball court. One upset already in the books. We nearly had a second. Tip off our hoops coverage at Xavier Prep. The Saints hosting first place Palm Springs. Let's go third quarter, 4 minutes to go. Palm Springs Ricky Wright for 3. Big shot by the sophomore. Indians up 12. Still in the third. Xavier. Look at the nice quick passing on the inside. Easy bucket for Jake Ashton. Saints cut the lead down to 8. Next possession. Xavier on the fast break. Look at Griffin Smith get to the hoop and score. They're within 6. Next Xavier possession. Man wide open under the basket, and it's a 4-point game just like that. Xavier's starting to believe. Palm Springs, 2 leading scorers, Terrence Wenicky and Quentin Taylor on the bench with 4 fouls apiece. Who's going to step up? How about another sophomore guard? E.J. Coloma knocks down a huge 3. They're back up 7, fourth quarter. Coloma jump stop, little kiss off the glass. Indians up 9, and one more time. E.J. Coloma, 3 more for me, none for you. I have a feeling he's going to have a date on Friday. Palm Springs up 11. They win by that margin, 64-53. The Indians 7-0 in league play, 14-5 overall, but don't think they're satisfied.
We teach our guys all the time, next man up if somebody goes down. So I thought our sophomores did a great job tonight.
We put in hard work. We're on defense, mostly on defense. How we play, that's our motto. That's what we focus on.
We can't care who we're playing. We got to care about how we're playing. I think that keeps us focused on, our intensity level and our ability to make shots instead of focusing on all the distractions.
On the Desert Valley League boys scoreboard, I mentioned that upset. It went down in Cathedral City. The Lions avenged their early loss to Palm Desert, winning on their home floor 71-64. Congratulations, Cathedral City. And La Quinta snaps a 10-game losing streak with a 45-39 win over Coachella Valley. By the way, Palm Springs now 2 games up on Palm Desert for first place in the league. NBA hoops, the Lakers. Oh boy, a struggle fest in January. Last night in Memphis, they lose their 7th straight road game. The Lake Show have 2 wins and 10 losses this month. That means they're now 8 games below 500. Grizzlies win by a final of 106-93. Kobe Bryant got a technical foul on that play right there. It's no wonder a number of Major League hopefuls have flocked to the desert in January in hopes of improving their game and perhaps catching the eye of a pro scout. The annual California Winter League underway at Palm Springs Stadium with play opening last Saturday. Games take place every afternoon, and under ideal conditions, it's a great time to take in some baseball. Yesterday, the players got quite a treat. A former 7-time Cy Young winner in town to watch his son play and give the guys a bit of advice. His name? Roger Clemens. You've probably heard of him. Roger's son Kobe playing catcher on one of the CWL teams. He plays Double-A ball at Toronto Blue Jays affiliate in Texas. Now he's hoping to get better in the desert. Clemens Sr. spoke with us about his message to those Major League prospects.
We just talked to them about, not wasting their time out here, to, continue to bring their focus up. Some of these guys are, maybe in their last ditch effort for them. Some of the guys just flat aren't, they're not in shape yet. And so anytime you got a scout coming out to look at them, they're going to want to see guys that are in shape and that are really serious about taking that next step. So just kind of remind them about that. Our motto is if you're not getting better, you're getting worse.
And not a bad model. That takes care of your morning sports report. We'll be back with more on CBS Local 2 right after this.
All right, a little treatment for your face is the feature for today's Desert Deal of the Day. How about half off a series of 4 ultrasound facelifts and microdermabrasion treatments? That's at the Scar Treatment Recovery Center in Palm Desert. Normally $800, you can get it for half price.
Get this deal. Go to desertrealdeals.com, buy the coupon, print it out, and take it with you.
While many 4th graders spend their free time playing video games and other stuff like that, a boy who lives near Los Angeles spends his time studying and learning computer code.
Well, now, Pranav Kalyan's efforts have paid off big. He's now the world's youngest Microsoft certified tech specialist.
Yeah, to earn that, he spent about 9 hours a day studying.
I read the books and I write the code on the computer. And if I don't understand what they say in the books, I search it up on Google.
And if you ask Pranav why he did this, he says it will help him get a good job when he gets older.
Wow. Isn't that terrific?
It is. If we could train our children that young,
yeah, good for
even
that
better.
Kid. I think my daughter's falling behind. I gotta whip her into shape.
Well, newly elected Valley Congressman Raul Ruiz returns to the Valley today.
Coming up this morning, details on an unofficial swearing-in ceremony that is open to the public. That and another look at your top stories coming up.
Live, the morning show from CBS Local 2.
It is 1:30 on this Thursday. Good morning, I'm Jennifer Daniels.
And I'm Tom Tucker. Thanks for joining us. Time now for another look at your top headlines this morning. Well, a family is out of their home this morning after a fire in Palm Springs.
Firefighters say it broke out just before 11:30 last night at a home on Cardillo Road. That's near Racket Club Drive. The 4 people who lived there managed to get out safely.
Firefighters knocked down the flames in about 15 minutes. They also saved some of the family's pets, including a dog, a cat, and a bird. But the family says they're still looking for 2 more cats. They fear those cats may have died in the fire.
We just always want to remind people, I know it's getting time of colder weather and whether people are using space heaters or turning on furnaces and stuff, we just want to make sure, we keep combustibles clear, make sure your candles are extinguished before going to bed or anything like that.
The officials say the fire caused extensive damage to one room and spread to other parts of the home. The Red Cross is now helping out the family. The cause of the fire still under investigation. All right, Carlene, I'm guessing not a good day to wash your car.
Not a good day to wash a car at all. Mother Nature will do that for you just a little bit tomorrow. So for today, we have a chance of shower activity, increasing odds as we get into your Friday. That will also stick around for Saturday as well. So blanket cloud cover in the valley right now, and precipitation is picking up, mainly to the west of us, but actually in the high desert, Yucca Valley getting some of that shower activity this morning, also continuing to push through. So the foothills of our mountains, driving a little bit further west along Interstate 10 this morning, anticipate to have those windshield wipers just going back and forth. As we take a look at what you can expect going into the next 24 hours, overnight hours, we have this area of low pressure continuing to track towards the east. Now, this is actually a relatively warm area of low pressure, so it has ample moisture associated with it. As it does move just to the north of Baja into Southern California, next couple days we can anticipate the cloud cover to stick around. So raindrops will continue to fall, chances today, increasing odds tomorrow as well as your Saturday. Another dose with a cold front moving through, actually knocking that snow level down from 8,000 feet today all the way to lower elevations as we get into your Sunday and Monday. But then we have sunshine reappearing in your 7 days. So more details are coming up.
Thanks, Carlene. Women in the armed forces could soon be able to serve on the front lines of combat.
Defense Secretary Leon Panetta is expected to announce sweeping changes today to the rules for women serving in the Army and the Marines. The new policies will gradually go into effect over the next 3 years.
Critics say women won't be able to meet the physical requirements and it could weaken the military. Supporters say women should be given a fair shot.
If they can meet the standards, then we've just gained another soldier who is willing to serve this nation and willing to lay their lives down in a combat role, and that's good for our military.
Now, women are already serving and dying in combat overseas. At least 130 American female troops have been killed in Iraq and Afghanistan, and more than 800 have been wounded.
We put this question up on Facebook and asked your opinion about what you think about women serving on the front lines. Susan Stabile wrote, if they want to be in the military, they should be able to do it all.
And Robin Simmons says, in his experience, women are great fighters and ferocious defenders of what they most believe. It's not just an issue of just physical strength.
Tempers are flaring on Capitol Hill after Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's testimony on Capitol Hill about the attack on the U.S. consulate in Libya. She appeared before a pair of congressional panels yesterday to give an account of the violence last September that left 4 Americans dead. An independent review board found a series of breakdowns at the State Department that led to security lapses at the consulate. Several Republican senators grilled Secretary Clinton about requests from the Benghazi staff for more security before the attack. Clinton claimed those messages never crossed her desk.
I take responsibility, and nobody is more committed to getting this right. I am determined to leave the State Department and our country safer, stronger, and more secure.
The congressional hearings are one of Clinton's last major public appearances as Secretary of State. Senator John Kerry is expected to replace her soon, if Congress, that is, approves his nomination.
Well, Congressman Raul Ruiz will be back in the Valley today for a local swearing-in ceremony. He officially took the oath of office in Washington, D.C. back on January 3rd. But today's event will give people here in the desert who couldn't make the trip to D.C. a chance to meet with their new congressman. The ceremony takes place at 5 this afternoon at the Indio Boys and Girls Teen Center. That's on Dade Avenue near Thomas Jefferson Middle School, and the event is open to the public.
Before heading home to the Valley, Congressman Ruiz voted yesterday in favor of a House bill to suspend the nation's debt ceiling. The measure passed, which means it now goes to the Senate for approval. The bill also contains a provision which will withhold the pay for House or Senate members if they fail to pass a budget plan. Congressman Ruiz had this to say about the potential hold in congressional pay. Quote, Americans don't get paid if they don't do their jobs, and neither should members of Congress if we fail to pass a budget. This common sense bipartisan legislation will force Congress to perform and be accountable to the people.
Also today, Congress will take up the heated issue of gun control. California Senator Dianne Feinstein plans to introduce a new bill to ban assault weapons and high-capacity ammunition clips. Lawmakers who support the measure say the shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary School in Newtown, Connecticut shows that there's a need for a new law, but it might be a tough sell for some of the public. Yesterday, sheriffs in California, Missouri, and Texas announced they would not enforce new gun control laws.
If there are laws passed that I feel and can prove that are unconstitutional, we will not enforce those rules and regulations here in Collin County. And I think I have the powers to do that.
Now, tomorrow, Vice President Joe Biden will begin a road trip around the country looking to promote gun control.
A school district in Southern California isn't shying away from using semi-automatic weapons to protect its students. The Fontana Unified School District says it purchased 14 semi-automatic rifles last fall for school police officers. Those guns were received last month.
Now, the school's police chief says the firearms are stored at police headquarters, but officers can keep them locked in their offices on campuses, or rather, yes, on campuses during school hours. And critics say the guns, though, have no place at schools. And they say the $14,000 used to buy the guns should have gone to restore counseling programs.
Well, a bit of history up for sale here in the Valley, and it's causing quite a buzz.
One Valley store is offering the skis the late Sonny Bono was wearing when he died. Ahead this morning, Sonny's former wife, Mary Bono Mack, weighs in on the controversy.
My apology is for talking about it publicly, because I shouldn't take advantage of the forum that I have as a professional golfer to try to ignite change over these issues.
Champion golfer Phil Mickelson is apologizing for comments he made during last week's Humana Challenge in La Quinta. He set off a firestorm of controversy when he said he may have to move out of California because of recent hikes in federal and state taxes on the wealthy.
Yesterday, Mickelson said it was in bad form to make those comments in such a public way. California recently became the state with the highest top marginal tax rate after voters in November passed a sales tax increase and a temporary tax hike on wealthy residents. Seems like Phil's doing a little damage control. Pretty interesting story.
It is very much so. Well, with the Humana Challenge over, the Valley is now switching into tennis mode. Some of the biggest names in the sport will be in town this March for the 2013 BNP Paribas Open in Indian Wells.
Yesterday, the tournament announced some of the top players coming to compete, and the men's side will include former number one Novak Djokovic and defending tournament champion Roger Federer.
Victoria Azarenka and Maria Sharapova are just two of the top women set to compete.
All right, that's always a lot of fun, that event. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, and the weather is always iffy, whether it's going to be really smoking hot or whether you need a jacket.
It'll be good to see it get underway. All right, a Palm Springs consignment shop owner claims to have what many people are calling distasteful items up for sale.
The seller posted on Craigslist that he has the skis Sonny Bono was wearing when he died in a skiing accident in Lake Tahoe. The skis are still in the American Airlines travel plastic wrap from 1998.
Yeah, as you can see there, the close-up shows the travel dates and apparently Sonny Bono's identification. Now, the seller is also offering a matching pair belonging to Sonny's ex-wife and former Valley Congresswoman Mary Bono Mack.
Bono Mack released a statement yesterday saying, quote, "Yes, those are some of our old skis. We had many pairs of old skis. In fact, we would pretty much get a new pair every year or two." Wow, what a strange thing to sell as a collectible.
Interesting, interesting. I wonder how much they're for sale for.
You should get on Craigslist and find out.
Take a look. It would be an interesting relic to have. Carlene, what do you think?
I don't ski, so
no interest.
But we will need to keep in mind soggy roads as we go into the next couple days, and snow is on the way. Precipitation moving throughout most of Southern California, and I'll tell you how long it's going to stick around after the break. You're watching the CBS Local 2 Morning Show.
So, Carlene, we're talking about these new promos that we have running on air, you know, during commercial breaks. Jen looks great. Yes. I think you look great. You have a nice smile. We haven't shot mine yet, so I guess I'll have to practice my smile.
Oh, you
Come on, cheesy up. Yeah. There we go. I want one of those. Yeah.
Watch
do that.
us.
Do this.
Watch me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. While Tom practices his smile, let's take a look at what you can expect outside for today. We do have on our live radar, you can see precipitation picking up throughout most of Southern California. Activity in the foothills of the mountains and Palm Springs mountain areas as well. Most of the concentration just to the west of us and even moving into Arizona. Now we do have some activity happening down towards the Salton Sea. This will continue to push through, as you can see, throughout most of the west for today. But here's the thing about this system. It actually originated a little bit further south, Mexico waters, moving on up, so relatively warm with precipitation and ample moisture that's being supplied. Area of low pressure, as you can see, will actually surge into Southern California for the next 24 hours. We do have a chance of shower activity today, increasing likely shower activity for tomorrow. But we're only talking about a tenth to about a quarter of an inch of precipitation with this storm system as we go from today into tomorrow, but numbers could increase as the weekend does close out. Also keep in mind that because this system is relatively warm, we're talking about the mountain areas having a very high snow level, so about 8,000 feet. Could get about 1 to 3 inches for tonight. Before we get to that point, during the daytime hours, about 2 to 4. So this will continue to surge in as we go into your weekend forecast. Those clouds are making a home over the desert. Now we will have more sunshine as we get into your 7-day and for next week. Today we're reaching a high of 73 degrees in Palm Springs. Yesterday it was 77. 70 in Desert Hot Springs at 2 p.m. and 75 degrees will be the high in Indio. So because of this storm system, a little bit warm, we're still experiencing some temperatures slightly above the norm. Now 60s for most of your evening temperatures with the chances of showers continuing to linger. On your 7-day planning forecast, your weekend is always in view. 69 degrees by Saturday. Once again, you can see those percentage numbers. We'll continue to have a likely chance of showers. Decreasing for Sunday, cold front moving through, knocking the snow level down, and cooler temperature of 64 on Monday, but sunshine and 70 by Wednesday.
Wow, when you've got 80% rain, you're talking some serious stuff there. Well, it's time now for something less than serious, something fun. Happy birthday to Debbie Obitz of Rancho Mirage. She is 42 today. Happy birthday, Debbie.
Yeah, happy birthday. Also, Cleo Moffitt of La Quinta turns 64 years old today. She looks terrific.
Well, remember, send us a picture with your name, your age, if you're brave, and the city that you're coming from to birthday at CBSLocal2.com. Then we're going to wish you a happy birthday on the air.
And don't forget, every Friday we'll draw a winner for a delicious birthday cake from the Mirage Inn. But remember, you have to be watching on Fridays to find out if you are the lucky birthday cake winner.
Apple stock takes a nosedive.
Coming up this morning, see why the tech giant is having a hard time impressing investors these days.
In Asia, most stocks climbed on news that China's manufacturing rose in January to a 2-year high. Tokyo's Nikkei gained more than 1%, while Hong Kong's Hang Seng shed a fraction. Fourth quarter earnings posted by Google and IBM helped push Wall Street to another 5-year high. The Dow shot up 67 points to 13,779. That is the highest level since October of 2007, before the recession began. The Nasdaq rose 10 points. We're awaiting another big vote in the Senate. The House passed a bill that buys the country another 4 months before it risks defaulting on its debt. The measure forces senators to do something they haven't done in 4 years, pass a budget by April 15th or have their paychecks withheld. Majority Leader Harry Reid says the Senate will approve the House bill and send it to the president. President Obama says he will sign the legislation. And Apple stock tanked after the company missed Wall Street's expectations for the third straight quarter. Shares fell 10% in after-hours trading. That's a loss of about $50 billion. The company posted a profit of $13 billion, selling 28% more iPhones and 48% more iPads, but that still did not meet analyst estimates. That's your Money Watch. For more, stay with CBSMoneyWatch.com. In New York, I'm Ashley Morrison.
Time again for your desert deal of the day, and today's deal is half off a series of 4 ultrasound facelifts and microdermabrasion treatments. That's at the Scar Treatment Recovery Center in Palm Desert. An $800 value today, just $400.
All right, to take advantage and beautify your face, go to desertrealdeals.com, buy the coupon, print it out, and take it with you. Your top headlines are just minutes away, but first, here's a look at what is coming up on CBS this morning.
Ahead on CBS this morning, Hayfields become a new target for thieves, the unique solution to catch the crooks. Plus, the former secret hideout for Congress that is now a training kitchen. You'll meet the American chefs who hope their work in a nuclear bunker will make them the best in the world. The news is back in the morning. We'll see you at 7.
All right, time now for another look at today's top headlines. A family is out of their home this morning after a fire in Palm Springs. Firefighters say it broke out late last night at a home on Cardio Road near Racket Club. The 4 people who lived there managed to get out safely. Firefighters knocked down the flames in about 15 minutes. The cause of the fire is under investigation.
Congressman Raul Ruiz will be back home in the Valley today for a local swearing-in ceremony. He officially took the oath of office in Washington, D.C. back on January 3rd.
Today's event takes place at 5 this afternoon at the Indio Boys and Girls Teen Center. That's on Dade Avenue near Thomas Jefferson Middle School. Everyone is invited to attend.
And Governor Jerry Brown will deliver his State of the State address this morning. The annual update on California will likely focus on the new budget he presented a couple weeks ago. The governor is scheduled to start speaking at 9 this morning, and CBS Local 2 will bring you live coverage.
You can also see it live streaming on the website for our sister station, KESQ.com. All right, the weather.
You can see clouds outside and people dancing on the side. So as we go into today, 73 degrees. I think Deshaun's rain dance is working. We're going to have a chance of showers for today as we go into your weekend forecast. Likely chance of showers, cooler temperatures, and sunshine by next week.
Sunshine by next week, but we'll take that little difference now, the little bit of rain. Well, that is it for now. More news after this.